Now, I'm turning 30 soon, which is this was the first year my grandfather forgot to send me $20 for my birthday. And it's kind of, you know what it is? It's sad because it's kind of a silly little tradition he'd been doing since I was 12, and it's sad because to me it sort of marks the end of an unofficial end of my youth. And it's also sad because maybe my grandfather, he's a little bit older, he's more forgetful, and maybe he's nearing his end. That's kind of sad. What's even sadder, though, is I still need the $20. That's probably the saddest part of the whole situation, is that I'm not better off financially now than when I was 12. Because when I was 12, I had no money at all. I had $0 to my name. But now as an adult, I have credit card debt, which means I have less than $0, which I didn't even know was possible at 12. Because at that point, we hadn't even studied negative numbers at school yet. So I didn't know a number could go below 0, let alone how far below 0. And, pretty far is the answer, pretty far. That is a math lesson I continue to learn years after graduating. I don't know, I start to think about like what the future would have been like, what I thought the future would be like. We thought we'd have flying cars by now. We don't even have a flying car. Like, we didn't even make the one yet. Let alone these movies where everyone has flying cars. We didn't do it. And the nerve of us, though, to think we'd have flying cars. There's people who still haven't figured out how to use a microwave properly. But we thought flying cars would be in the realm of possibility. You know how many people die in vending machine accidents in this country? I looked it up. 7 people a year die in vending machine accidents. And sometimes someone will always tell me, like, 7 is not that high a number when you consider that there's 350 million people in America. And my response to that is that it's a vending machine. A machine which its sole purpose is to take your quarters and exchange them for potato chips. And there's no reason that 7 people should enter into this transaction and not leave alive. Like, yeah, no, I think we're ready for laser guns. I think we're ready. I think we can handle it. Technology progresses so fast. Like, if you want to look something up, what do, right? You go on the internet to look it up at a search engine. If you have a question you can't answer, go to a search engine. You know what my dad does? My dad calls me. So basically, I'm my father's version of the internet. So now every phone conversation has become the world's worst game of password, where I have to now figure out what the hell he's trying to talk about. Like, hey Harry, I saw a commercial on TV for the movie. You know, the movie? Like, Dad, it's not Russia in the 80s. We get more than 1 movie a week. You gotta really be more specific. Like, what are you talking about? Because, you know, the movie with the fat guy? You know, the one with the fat guy? He never has any new information. He just keeps repeating the same information faster and louder and angrier because I haven't figured it out. Yeah, the fat guy! You know, the one with the fat guy! The fat guy is always yelling at the buildings. You know, he's yelling at the buildings. Why won't you let me in? What? I go, Dad, are you talking about Michael Moore? Is that what you're talking about? He goes, yeah, he's got a movie coming out, right? I go, yeah, he's got a movie coming out. He goes, when's it going to be on TV? I go, it's not going to be on TV. It's a commercial for the movie. You got to go to the movie theater if you want to see it. He goes, how much is that going to cost? I go, I don't know, like at least $10. 10, that's a lot of money. I'll pay 5. Now he's haggling with me. Like, Dad, I don't control the price at the movie theater. If you don't want to pay that, you just have to wait for it to come out on TV or get it on Netflix. And then he goes, what's Netflix? I'm like, oh no. Oh no. Now I gotta explain Netflix to him, and that involves a website, an email address, a DVD player. I'm gonna be here for 4 hours. So I panicked and I pretended to have a heart attack and hung up the phone. We're the only society, I feel like, that the technology is getting better and people are actually getting worse. You know, like case in point, I got a phone call on my cell phone from a number I didn't recognize, right? Now normally I don't like to pick up numbers I don't recognize, but I have a lot of family and friends that end up in prison or the emergency room, so I don't really have much of a choice. So I pick up the call, I go, hello, he goes, hey man, yeah, this is Tony, I'm the guy you hit with your car last week. I go, oh Tony, I think you have the wrong number, man, I didn't hit anybody with my car. No, you remember last week, you hit me with your BMW in downtown DC? I'm like, Tony, I don't own a BMW, and I live in New York, you clearly have the wrong number. He goes, hey man, this is the number you gave me. And here's how great stupidity and stubbornness can be. Because for a half a second, I actually began to wonder if I had hit him with a car. But I had to think back at my schedule, like, let me think, what did I do last week? Did I buy and or steal a BMW and commit an out-of-state hit and run? Did I do that? What was I doing Wednesday? That was the World Series, so it could have been Wednesday. I go, Tony, you clearly have the wrong number. What number were you trying to dial? He goes, 202. I go, wait, right off the bat, my number is 201. Clearly you dialed a 2 instead of the 1 by accident. He goes, how is that possible? Well, Tony, I don't really have time to explain physics and science to you, but if I had to pick one theory, it's probably that you're an idiot. And he gets mad now. He goes, yeah, you're a real tough guy over the phone. I bet you wouldn't say that to my face. Like, no offense, Tony, I'm not exactly scared of you. I'll give you the address to my house. I don't have faith that you can find the place. Like, I have a feeling I'd be staring out the window watching you beat up a guy across the street. And he gets angry and he hangs up. But the best part, and the most interesting part, was this was the clearest cell phone conversation that I had ever had in my life. It was. There's no cracks, no drops, nothing. It's the clearest cell phone conversation. And that's the microcosm of technology, because technology will always get better. We'll always have better phones, faster internet, more reliable things. Tony will always be a moron. And there's no amount of technology that will ever be able to fix that. There is no app for that. And he will probably die in a vending machine accident. Thank you guys, you've been really great. Thank you, good night.